stopping by Pete's Garage. One of the things I didn't do in my last video series when I built the other 440 is show you how to time the intermediate shaft that goes between the oil pump and the distributor. The slot in this intermediate shaft has to be in the right direction so the tab from the distributor fits in there right. So let me show you how to do this. Now, last thing we're going to do is we're going to time the half shaft, and this is the half shaft that goes into the cam, and this goes down to drive the oil pump, and this end engages in the opposite end of the distributor. And by timing that, I mean you have to put that in correctly so that when you put the distributor in, the rotor is pointing towards number 1. Now what I've done is I have my distributor in place here, and it's positioned the way it's going to be when it's running. I want to take my cap off here, and I'm going to turn the rotor so it's facing the mark I put here where number 1 would be. So now we can go look inside and see where the distributor has to be pointing, or where the half shaft has to point to line up with the distributor. Alright, now as we go inside here, you can see that the distributor, the tab for the distributor, is running parallel to the front of the engine. So when you put that half shaft or that intermediate shaft in here, that slot has got to face the same direction. Now this is the slot. We have to line up so the distributor engages into there. So I'm going to take the distributor back out. And if you're buying this part, this bronze gear is nice to have. I got this from 440 Source. This is part number 200- what is it now? The part number is 200-1085. So now I'm going to put this in, slide it through the bronze bushing. And you might have to turn the oil pump on the bottom there a little bit. So see, when I put this in here, it's fully engaged. It's not completely parallel with the front of the engine, so I got to turn it one tooth. And sometimes it doesn't engage right with the oil pump. If it doesn't do that, then you have to go in there and manually turn the oil pump. Now looking down the hole for the distributor here, I can take my intermediate shaft back out, and what I can do is take an Allen wrench, put an Allen wrench down inside that hole like this, and I'm going to engage in the oil pump. Take a little bit of feel to get it in there, and I'm just going to turn this just a little bit, take it back out. So now, when I put the intermediate shaft in, and go line it up with the gear, cam gear, and now you see that it's pushed all the way into the oil pump, and the slot is parallel with the front of the engine. Now when I put the distributor in, I get my rotor where it's got to be, and timed right with the distributor perfectly. Now the intermediate shaft is timed with the distributor and the oil pump, and I have number 1 rotor over here is on number 1. Okay, now that's a properly timed intermediate shaft. I hope that helps you out. Thanks for stopping by Pete's Garage.